ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another live stream Tuesday. It's definitely Tuesday today. So I hope you guys have had to... I'm always doubting myself as to what day it is. But I hope you guys had a good weekend and that your week has started well as well. If that's at all possible, having just had Monday yesterday. Anyway, I can see you guys in the live chat room, so hello to you in there. Let me give you guys a shout out. We have Bob, Ninja Kitty, Lisa, Billy, Howard, Melody Rocks, Heather's in there as well, Mo, Teresa, X-Plan, does that say? And Alison, Deed, Laurie, and Ruth Ann B as well. So hello, thank you for joining me on this Tuesday night. Now, a quick weather report. Things are still quite warm here in the UK, but not as warm as they have been recently, because we had a little bit of rain today, but I think we have had rain over the last maybe couple of days or few days. So yeah, things cooling down a bit, but I've now got, rather than the air conditioning, it's just the normal fan type situation. So we'll see whether that actually does the job or not, because I'm starting to think maybe I should have done the air conditioning, because it's starting to feel a little bit warm. But yeah, we'll see how we get on, and yeah, see if we can survive. But with the hot weather, everything that's been going on, they said that there's some kind of weather thing that's going to happen this year that is supposed to be an extreme version of whatever it is. And I want to say something like El Nino or something, that there's a foreign term for whatever we're going to be going through this year, and we don't know whether it's going to happen or not, but they're saying it might happen, which means that we get extreme versions of whatever weather would normally be happening, i.e. really hot in the summer and then really cold in the winter. And we've already had our really hot weather, even though technically it wasn't even in the summertime yet. So yeah, we're just on, I guess, the come down from the the really hot weather, and that's something that we only usually have at the end of, well, even in summer. I'd say that when I was younger, it wasn't always guaranteed that summer was going to be warm. I can remember going on holiday to the coast and like Bournemouth and Dorset, and it wasn't guaranteed that it was going to be warm. Sometimes it was just raining. So yeah, to get hot summers all the time, I think that might be something that's starting to happen here in the UK. But yeah, we'll see this year if anything crazy goes on. I saw Ruth Ann going through saying there's 2 Ruth Anns now. So maybe if I read out one Ruth Ann and didn't say the other Ruth Ann, thinking that it was the same Ruth Ann, then apologies for that. So we've got Ruth Ann 6642 and Ruth Ann 7170. So just to tell them apart. There you go. So yeah, hello to the Ruth Anns in the house. And yeah, I mean, sometimes that does happen where you get people who have either very similar usernames or exactly the same usernames, just with a change in number. So yeah, you have to I guess have to try and remember the numbers to set them apart. But obviously, if you've uploaded a picture as your profile picture, then at least it shows as a bit different, so you can tell them apart. So I can see that Ruth Ann 7170 has a cat, and yeah, the other Ruth Ann isn't going through the chat room at the moment, so we'll have to wait to see if there's a profile picture or not. We could be waiting for a very long time. But yes, I'm just waiting. We could be waiting for a very long time. Imagine if the other Ruth Ann has just logged off and is oblivious to the fact that we're all waiting. Or Ruth Ann again, with the cat picture. We're all waiting for the other Ruth Ann, who's now just logged off and has probably left the house. Maybe he's gone to do some shopping, and we're all waiting here for an hour and 15 minutes for the name to come through. Oh, here we go, Ruthann6642. And it's too small for me to see, but it looks like a profile picture of a person, maybe two people, I don't know. So anyway, let's move on with tonight's live stream and get organized as for getting my patrons' names up on screen, because they make this all possible in the first place. As I always say, they're the foundation of everything that I do. So a massive thank you to you guys. At the bottom of the screen, you know who you are. And let's also get the likes goal up on screen to see what we are aiming for tonight. And we're aiming for 3, 4, 5. So we've got a sequence going on. But, I mean, it's quite a big target for a Tuesday. I was thinking this when I was writing in. I don't know why I wrote in such a high number. But 345, that's what we're waiting for or hoping for tonight's live stream. And if we hit that target, it means that we're going to be having Phil Jam number 331. We'll bust out the guitar and see what happens. So the only other thing that we get up on screen is the donations tab to say that you don't have to donate. Just watching is great. And maybe get some fireworks going on in the background with the double thumbs up. But for those people that can't resist donating, I think it's important that they know between 45 and 60% goes to YouTube through the super chat window, and between 3 and 5% goes to PayPal through the PayPal link, which you can find in the description below. But yeah, you don't have to donate at all. Yeah, just watching is fantastic. But yeah, if you do want to get involved a bit or a bit more, you can head over to patreon.com/Wings of Pegasus, or if you want to get involved with Authentic Vocal as well, then you can do, and that's patreon.com/Authentic Vocal. So yeah, those are the two pages over on Patreon. And I have got some performances that I'm going to be working my way through over the next maybe 3 or 4 weeks with Authentic Vocal. So yeah, there'll be some new content on there, and we'll be looking at some live performances from the BBC Introducing Studio in Sussex and Surrey. So look out for those. If you are subscribed to Authentic Vocal on YouTube, then you'll see them there as well, and that's at Official Authentic Vocal on YouTube. So now I can see that Diamond Girl 1234 donated $2, saying just checking to see if this is working now. Thanks. So, let me jump over to the super chat window, and yes, it is. It is in there, and it went through the live chat room as well. So thank you for that, for checking that it's working. I suppose that would be a good ploy if you were looking to try and potentially scam people. You say, hey guys, I don't know if the super chat window is working, so can you donate just to see if it is working? So yeah, don't do that. I'm just obviously being silly. I'm saying that if it was something along the lines of a scam, and this is what gets me as well about, and I'm not. It just has sparked, a memory of a comment when somebody was saying about the whole AI scam, and the person said, who cares? It doesn't matter, kind of thing. And they're saying that about a scam. Something that is trying to get people's money by misleading them, lying to them. You think, yeah, some people don't really get it. That if you have been scammed out of money, people do care about that. To say, who cares if, you donate £500 to something that you thought was one thing but actually doesn't exist. In that case, why the people that don't care, why don't they just donate all of their money, all of their savings to something that isn't actually real, and or to a scammer? If somebody calls them up and says, "Oh, hello, yeah, we're from your bank and we need your bank details and your account number and your passcode as well, and the person on the phone says, oh yeah, that's fine, is this a scam? And then the person says, oh yes, it is a scam. And the person on the phone says, oh well, that's all right, because who cares? How much money do you want? And obviously they'll say, we'll have all of it, please. And they say, oh yeah, great, take it. That isn't a scenario that happens in real life. So yeah, it's a bit weird, some comments that you get in the comment section, that they're not really grasping. It's not about making music with AI. It's about making a scam through making music with AI. Obviously not saying that you're using AI to do it. So yeah, a bit weird in that comment section with some people. So I'm trying to think of the last video we did, which was on Sunday, and that was a I know exactly what that was about, because I just have the picture that's just burned into my memory of the painting of Jesus that has been restored by that person who decided that they could do it. I think it was a woman that decided that she would be able to restore it for free rather than them having to pay someone to do it professionally. But yeah, I draw that line between those two things because of, you know, sound engineers. And oh, this is just reminded me of another comment. Yeah, sound engineers and yeah, just basically sound guys, sound girls, who are applying tuning to live performances without any kind of permission, and sometimes they just do it. They don't ask anybody. They now apply their own taste, or what they think it should have been. They apply that to the vocal, which yeah, I don't know, it's a bit of a strange choice for me. And I'm going to mention this comment while I think of it. Not that I know exactly what it was, but it was along the lines of, you know, it's something like, you know, interesting. So someone who is you know, mixing a live performance, and they, you know what's in tune, and, you know, they have good taste, and they have, you know, all these different things. They kind of listed 3 or 4 things and said, so now it's not okay for them to apply their knowledge, or what they've learned, and their common sense. That's something that they did say. So now it's not all right for them to do that with a track that they're mixing, you know. And I responded to that in the comment section and said that everything that has been listed is subjective, your own subjective opinion of yourself. Because they said, oh, so now somebody who has good taste in music, knows what's in tune, and has common sense, all of these things, that it's not something that you can measure. So if, you know, somebody can say, I've heard loads of people, you know, you'll see them on TV saying, oh yeah, I've got common sense, and then they do something that absolutely contradicts their statement that they've got common sense. Exactly the same thing. You know, I've got great, you know, taste in, you know, this particular thing or that thing, you know, whatever they're into in their life. They think that they've got great taste, and that's absolutely fine. That's their opinion. But if you then, you know, again, drawing that parallel with that painting, the person who did that thought they were good at painting. They thought that what they were doing was improving the original painting. So that's the point, that when you start applying your own opinion to somebody else's art, you're going to have a problem. Because, first of all, the person that provided the art in the first place, they haven't even been consulted. They don't want you to start messing around with, you know, their vocal in this particular case. So yeah, it's just I think people, that they're looking at their own abilities, their own taste, and their own opinions as fact, saying, oh yeah, but the reason I changed that, you know, and I'm not a member of the band, I didn't write the song, my vocals aren't on that live performance, but the reason that I chose to do that was because I've got great taste and I know what it should have sounded like. You know, oh, that was actually pointing towards myself. That wasn't technically a thumbs up. So disregard the fireworks there. So yeah, it's just an interesting point of view that, and it's something that I do notice quite a lot, that people think something that is a subjective opinion, and you know, lots of things that people like and they don't like, and they think they've got common sense, and that's all your subjective opinion of yourself, and how, you know, I don't know how much common sense you have or don't have, but it's something that you can't measure. So I think it's important to just leave the artists to do what they do, and when it comes to actually changing something, at least consult the artist, so that they give it the go ahead, rather than potentially totally changing the sound of their song effectively, and before it gets played in front of millions of people, and then the artist says, hang on, we don't sound like that, what's going on? And then the person behind the desk says, oh yeah, no, that was me, because I think you should have been there, and actually I think it's better like that. Of course the artist is going to say, what? We don't care what you think is better. Again, another subjective term when you're talking about, oh, that's better than that. Who says? When you're talking about art, it's literally a contradiction to say that anyway. But anyway, let's move on, because I do want to jump into the PayPal window. Let's get the likeometer up on screen. Haven't got that up on the screen yet, and there it is. Okay, 220 likes so far. Thank you guys for hitting the thumbs up. That means that we were looking for 125 more people, and now we're looking for 121 more people. So if you could give a spike of the likes, then that would be massively appreciated. And we'll see where we end up by the end of the live stream. 120 to go. That's quite a lot of people. So we will see. 24 minutes past 11 here, and 40 seconds in the UK. Right, let me jump into the PayPal window, because we've had a donation in there from Chuck. So thank you for that, Chuck. And it's a £2 donation, so thank you for that. And Paul has donated $5. Thank you for that, Paul. And the message is, 530,000 subscribers. Most excellent. Please spike the likes. All y'all. Peace, love, and rock. And I did change this earlier, and now's the time to do the double thumbs up, because I thought it wasn't going to happen then. We have reached 530,000 subscribers, which is a crazy number. But thank you everyone for subscribing and checking out the videos and hitting the thumbs up and leaving comments, just basically interacting with the channel. It's very much appreciated. And as I always say, we will keep on pushing forward and see where we end up. But 530,000. is a great number. It's a bit of a crazy number, and I'll just keep on doing what I do, and hopefully we'll get a few people over to the @official authentic vocal channel as well, because that channel I believe is getting close to 7,000 subscribers, something like that. Which is great, considering that that channel is very much swimming against the tide. I mean, as does this one when I mention authentic vocal. But people have been checking that out, which is great. And thank you guys for heading over there and checking out the authentic vocal YouTube channel as well. So yes, Paul with that donation of $5 was then followed by Lisa W, who has donated £2. Thank you for that. And the message is, congratulations on 530,000 subscribers, Phil. So thank you for that, Lisa W. Let me move this out of the way so I can actually see what's going on. And Connie has donated £34.56. So a 3, 4, 5, 6, and Connie says, sequence, loved the videos this week, Connie. So thank you for that. I mean, the videos, there's no real rhyme or reason to them. I just tend to do whatever request is the next one that I'm kind of due to look at. But now and again, there will be particular videos that I'm asked to do a lot, and I'll have lots and lots of emails coming through, and it's just easier rather than replying to all the emails just to make the video. And yeah, then people can watch the video for my opinion of something rather than me having to type it all out. But yeah, I don't tend to follow trends much on the channel. I know that it is probably a shortcut to get more views and maybe more subscribers if you're just jumping on topics that are happening at that particular time. But yeah, I don't know, I feel like I'd much rather just kind of do what I do, and if people like watching the videos, great, but I'll just keep on covering what I'm asked to look at. And I know that I was asked about the whole Fender Strat body court case thing on the live stream. That might have been Joe that asked me about that actually, and I hadn't seen, because I don't really follow trends or what's happening on YouTube, and I don't really watch other YouTube channels really. So yeah, I mean, apart from the occasional, and this is I think something that everyone does, you got to probably play golf, the occasional golf shorts video where they show you the miracle cure to the perfect swing, and something that you don't even have to practice to do, and then you'll suddenly be amazing at golf. So yeah, I occasionally see those kinds of things because I like to watch those, because I think, well, what is this person going to say about the golf swing? Because everyone's got a different thing. They say, right, what do you got to do? Say, yeah, have a low takeaway. And what you got to do is, go through this zone on the downswing. What you got to do is, load your left leg. What you got to do is keep your weight forward. What you got to do is, on your downswing, push your hips to the left. Everyone's got a different thing. So yeah, I do occasionally watch a shorts video or two of golf swing tips. None of them ever help. That's the problem. Especially my one top tip would be, for anything in life, you need to just practice more. And yeah, obviously you want to try and have the right technique to begin with, so that you're not practicing things incorrectly. But yeah, I think just practice. Like, I think I would get a lot better at golf, first of all, if I could practice with my arm. But if I were practicing, then I would be getting better, because you tend to kind of you have your normal swing and you tend to figure things out, and yeah, that's what I would advise. But I still enjoy, not that I use any of the tips, I do enjoy kind of watching those on YouTube. So anyway, yeah, back to the point that I don't watch other channels really, so I don't know what's a hot topic or not, apart from if people start emailing me about a particular thing. So that whole Fender situation, yeah, I mean, Joe asked me about it on the live stream, and that's the first that I'd heard about it. So I thought, well, yeah, if there's another company that might be making, strats that are kind of fake strats, and you think, well, that's understandable that they say, well, no, you can't use that, Fender Strat, that's our guitar, you can't take that. But what I didn't realize, because then after that I had a quick look on YouTube and realized that everyone is this is definitely one of those kind of trend videos that I don't make, but everyone jumped on that particular court case. I don't think it's really a court case from what I saw. It's more potentially having court cases in the future. But I didn't realize that, Fender, it wasn't just with kind of one company. It is potentially everyone who's ever made a guitar that looks a bit like a Fender Strat. The body of the Fender Strat. Obviously, if it has like Fonda Strat, on the headstock, obviously, they'd crack down on that as well. But yeah, I didn't realize that it was such a widespread thing. But I think now because everyone exploded on the internet, they've now, I think, taken some steps back, and they said, oh no, what we're doing is we are maybe just looking at other guitars that have this particular part of the design to it. So but as you can tell, I haven't really looked into it in any kind of detail, but I think it's obvious that Fender maybe thought, oh, have we made a bit of a mistake here by literally throwing that out to everyone who's it doesn't matter who you are. If you've made a guitar that looks a little bit like it, then we're going to come after you. Yeah, it seems a bit maybe over the top. So it's clear that they've taken a few steps back and thought, we went a bit crazy with that. So yeah, I mean, interesting, but it's like I said, I don't really do. I think for those kinds of videos, it's not really what I do anyway. Talking about things that are in the news, and I mean, I occasionally do that on the live streams, but not as main content for my channel. With my channel, I'm pretty much going to be getting through the endless list of requests that I've got to take a look at this, that, or the other. So let me read through this. Phil, have you seen that guy who has a laptop, MIDI pads, and a speaker backpack, who makes beats and does those impromptu collabs with strangers who can rap, sing, staged as hell? So thank you for that. The only thing that I've looked at is a guy that was like that, who is effectively busking or looking like he's busking, and then he gets a stranger to come and join him. But I don't know whether it's a stranger or not, but the only thing is that it was absolutely tuned to within an inch of its life. So it's not something that's a true representation of a live performance or a live vocal. So they all tend to be that, and the flash mob things that I mean, well, saying that, I was going to say, like, 99% of those flash mob videos are set up, and in some cases they're overdubbed, and in other cases they are re-recorded so that they're now singing into a condenser mic, and they're putting that over the top of the imagery. But I did find that 1% of the Dutchy Darlings who were performing fully live, and you can check them out on my channel, but just in general, because they were in a train station, and they were actually, the audio was from the performance. Like I said, I think that's probably like 1% of those kinds of videos, because everyone just they jump on a trend, and everyone just does the same thing, thinking, oh well, look, they went to like an airport, and they recorded themselves playing live, but then they've overdubbed it all. So now it is literally a studio produced track that you're listening to, but you're looking at the imagery from their performance, that and they've obviously synchronized those two things together so that it's misleading people as to what actually happened and what it sounded like. But with those kinds of videos, of course, when one of them gets a few million views, then somebody else will do another one, and they all start jumping on the bandwagon of doing the same thing. So unfortunately, sometimes when I get a request to take a look at a particular performance, the way that the algorithm works on YouTube, it'll start suggesting other similar videos. So then I'll be hit with loads of different things that are just all the same, people not really performing live, but it looking like they're performing live. So a bit of a shame, but that's what authentic vocal's all about. So you guys can check out, first of all, actual humans who are doing what they do, and it's not misleading in any way. The audio is exactly what was produced at the time, and we can just enjoy those performances. And then I do jump into the performance a little bit, point out a few things about it in my analysis video style. But it's really just about looking at great artists, and the fact that there is a lot of talent out there, but maybe distinguishing between the people that are doing it that are really talented and the other bands and artists that are seemingly doing it, but they're having to really rely on technology to get their sound. And when I say that, I mean by tuning voices, and even tuning voices independently, like for harmony lines and all that kind of stuff. So it's great to actually check out bands and artists that are doing it genuinely. So Explan said, Phil, don't forget, very average refereeing and all, especially not now. Said whilst thinking of our 30th July 1966 one and only FIFA Cup, or World Cup, 60 years age in less than 60 days. So thank you for that. And I mean, I think my focus very much has shifted to authentic vocal, and because when I set that other YouTube channel up, it was just something that I was watching these decisions on TV, and it was just really frustrating to watch. So then I just kind of had to get it out of my system a bit. And yeah, don't even get me started on it. If I did have the time, then there'd be so many more things that I would be pointing out where the referees are literally not following the rules of the game, which is really annoying. But yeah, at that point, I didn't have the BBC introducing thing. So we then had the BBC introducing collaboration, and it means that now I'm being given performances, and I'm kind of looking through those and getting those set up for future videos for authentic vocal. So yeah, that's very much a background thing if I had any time to do it. At the moment, I don't have any time to do it because yeah, for me it's more important for something like authentic vocal to be successful, and for people to know what's going on with live performances, and just for people to know what they're paying for when they go to a live performance or buy tickets for a live performance. I'd much rather that was getting out there a lot, rather than just looking at refereeing decisions, because there's nothing really that I can do about refereeing and how bad it is, but there is something that I can do about the future of music. So yeah, that's very much where my focus is. So right, well, let's have a look at the likeometer. 274 likes so far, and we are aiming for 345. So if you could hit that thumbs up, it would be very much appreciated. We'll bust out the guitar and have a jam at the end of the live stream if we do indeed get to that target. So right now, I think, let me just check over here, I might have to get rid of the likeometer. I think we are, I was going to say we're up to date with everything, but not quite. So Renee donated $2, so thank you for that, and that was a straight up donation. And then Jennifer donated $5, so thank you for that. And the message is, Phil, what you were just talking about is, to me, like the people who insist on taking mono recorded songs into stereo because they think it sounds ugly. So thank you for that. Yeah, this is the problem, is that when a new technology comes along, a lot of people will now try, I just need to move the likeometer in place. Yeah, a lot of people now try or want to get what was on older technology. I'm talking about just in general here, that you'll have like old movies that used to be in just, I don't know, whatever detail they used to be in. I don't even know what. On the old kind of analog TV sets, how that would be measured as to, having pixels, because it didn't have pixels. I think did it have 3 coloured lines? I'm trying to remember my childhood now. I can remember getting really close to the TV, which of course your parents say that you shouldn't do, but then seeing the vertical lines that were colours. So I don't, obviously it wasn't pixels, but that's how the picture was made up. So now we're talking about pixels. The original TV and the quality of that, I don't know what that was, but then we moved to what would have been standard definition, and that was kind of digital TV. Then we moved to HD, and this is what we found, that all of the old movies now were in HD. And then there's this weird thing that happened. There was competition between HD and there's another company, or maybe this is now getting into like 4K and Blu-ray and now getting into that territory, because there's a company where they had, I think, the similar resolution to 4K, but what was it called? It was called something weird. I can't remember. And it was in like a dark purple or brown kind of container. So all the movies were in that. And then you had other movies that were in Blu-ray things. Obviously, they were kind of more like computer games in blue little envelopes, boxes, whatever you want to call them. So yeah, you now got all of the older movies that are being released on, like, you know, Blu-ray, like 4K, and kind of upscaling things. So I mean, I've never had this. Maybe you guys know in the live chat room whether when you're recording on tape, or however they film movies or filmed movies, they're filming those to be on a cinema screen, which is massive. So when you then condense that picture down, obviously the detail is going to increase. So what I want to know is, when you condense down a cinema image, does that then equate to being 4K, so that the original quality they're recording is 4K? But how did it work on tape? So quite a complicated question here. I think people would maybe you need to be in the film business to know. But I've always thought, yeah, with tape, when you're recording on tape, how do you then like turn that into digital, and knowing, right, if we're going to take that movie, like let's say Terminator 2, for example, we're taking that movie that was filmed on tape, and now we're putting it on a Blu-ray disc, which is 4K. Is it just a case of making the picture smaller and it is that quality? That's what I'd like to know. So yeah, sometimes I have these technical questions that I'm just interested in, to think, yeah, what quality were the movies being shot in? Because they were just doing it on tape, so I don't know whether they ever had a measurement of quality for that. So anyway, so that being said, it means you have 4K, and you can have 8K now, I think, and you can have 16K now. So I think 4K is very much the mainstream. That's what's being used. And I don't know whether 8K is going to really take off, because I think it's more specialized projects. Because when you start now getting into 8K, it's hang on, going to be double the definition of 4K. But in order to see that difference in definition, you will have to have a bigger screen, because I'm not sure having like 8K on a small screen is not going to kind of work or translate anyway. Because I think with 4K you need to have quite a big screen anyway, because there's so many pixels there that you need a bigger place to display them. I mean, the screen that I've got here, my monitor, is 4K. I mean, it's not huge, but it is quite big, so it probably would be a quite a kind of half decent sized TV, I guess. So yeah, I don't think 8K is going to take off. You know, it's not going to be a regular thing. They're not going to say, on Amazon Prime, watching 8K, because it's double the data as well, so it means it'll be loading more. But yeah, anyway, I'm sure that internet speeds will increase and become even more ridiculous in the future. I remember when I was at university, first of all, we still had floppy disks. Who remembers those? So yeah, you could get a ridiculously small amount of information on those. I'm trying to think back. So with the internet connections, we used to have, like, if you were trying to, they always said about downloading songs back in those days, which would have been, maybe what, if you're looking at an MP3, 4 or 5 megabytes. And they would say, download this song in, only like half an hour. It's like, oh wow, that's so fast, man. And yeah, and now you're getting, download speeds of 20 megabytes a second. So it means that it would have done your MP3 in a quarter of a second. So yeah, things certainly do move along very quickly. And yeah, the whole internet and dial-up and having to listen to the internet literally calling, dialing up, and it starts making all these noises because it's connecting to the internet. So yeah, that was all very exciting when it happened, when the internet started coming along. We thought, what is this thing? So yeah, I am thankful that I was around before the internet, because now, you look at the younger generation and they're kind of always on their phones, and it's all about how many likes you can get, and yeah, how many followers have you got, how many subscribers, and how liked are you. Whereas, yeah, I'm quite happy to have grown up without any of that, because you just went outside and, in my case, played football or rode your bike. And I was going to say, you tried, not to fall off your bike, but that didn't always happen. I was quite good at falling off my bike and falling over. So anyway, I will quickly jump into the PayPal window again, because there's been a donation in there from Lisa W, who has donated £8. So thank you for that, Lisa W. And the message is, Phil, you are so right about practice when it comes to the golf swing. I love listening to your Phil jams in my headphones when I practice 3 times a week. Keep rocking. So thank you for that. So yeah, the other thing that I will say about the instructional videos is, it's always someone who has been playing golf probably since the age of like 5 months, or since they were a kid. They would have been playing golf. That's their main sport. So when you've got somebody who has been playing golf for maybe 30 years, and they say, look, now this is the mistake everybody makes. Look, I'm going to now do this shot. And they intentionally hook it or slice it and say, so the problem there was that I did this. What you need to do is do this. And then they'll swing and hit it dead straight with a great contact. And what they don't say then is, what you have to do is this: practice for 30 years like me. Because me just telling you to do this one thing is not going to make that possible for you. You might do it once, and yeah, lots of people sometimes have lessons and they do it once and think, oh wow, that's amazing. They might even do it twice and think, oh wow, I'm cured. And then they'll go out the next day and they're back to slicing. They don't know what's going on, and they're doing the thing. This is always what happens. They're doing the new thing that worked yesterday, and now it's not working anymore. And the only difference there is that they haven't been playing for 30 years. So they don't have the consistency of being able to do the same thing, swing in, swing out. You don't want to swing in, swing out. You'll be slicing and hooking. But yeah, I think maybe they should get somebody who, is really basic at playing, tell them a tip, and now that person can start their own YouTube channel because of this one tip. They're now scoring, ridiculously low compared to their, scores before they were told the trick, but it doesn't happen. So I mean, some videos that I have seen that are from huge golf channels, unfortunately, that a lot of them go down this clickbait thing, where they say on their thumbnail, do this every time, and it's something like, and always hit it straight, and it'll say in brackets, no practice required. And this is on the thumbnail, no practice required. So, and those are the kinds of videos that I do click on, because I think this is going to be interesting, that you can become like a professional standard golfer with no practice. I'd love to see what this tip is. And sure enough, what they're telling you to do, he literally says, it's just going to take a bit of practice, just doing this regularly. Oh, right, so you're contradicting what you're saying in your thumbnail. And there are really kind of big respected channels that do that, which kind of annoy me. I think if you claim one thing and then you contradict it in the video, I class that as clickbait, because you're getting people in by lying and then saying that, oh no, you can't do it without practice, you do need to practice. And I said, well, why does it say it on your thumbnail? But obviously it's this is the thing about YouTube, it's a cutthroat you know, what I was going to say, format. Is that right? Might be the right word, might not be. But yeah, it's so cutthroat from every video. You know, you're trying to get views, trying to get subscribers, trying to get likes, and for some people, yeah, it's really important that they do get all of that. And yeah, they might have bought a massive house, and now they think, right, well, I've got to get exactly the same amount of views that I got for all of those clickbait videos that I did, but do that all again. So it's just a constant, never-ending conveyor belt of those kinds of videos and thumbnails and titles. So yeah, but yeah, for me, if I do see a video like that and it happens to be a golf thing, then yeah, I just won't watch that particular golf channel anymore. You know, regardless of how big it is. I think there's kind of chasing it, and I think if you get to the point where you're openly lying in thumbnails, and yeah, the amount of offers that I get from people like, oh, I can make your thumbnails better, and I know exactly what they want to do because they've sent me. They say, oh, I've made this thumbnail for you, let me know what you think. And then of course I reply saying, yeah, it's not my kind of thing, because it doesn't have anything from my video in it. It's like, you know, me and then a guitar and like an explosion in the background and, you know, stuff going on that I think, hang on, that's not in my video anywhere. It's totally irrelevant. But the argument is, yeah, but people might see that and click on the video and now you're getting views. It's like, yeah, but I'd rather people watch the videos with a thumbnail that's relevant, so that, you know, at least I guess that's the whole point of the channel, is that whatever I'm putting in the thumbnail is relevant to the video. It's me, it's a still of me in the video, and on the right hand side you get to see the part from the video, or a part, and the pitch monitoring software, and sometimes I circle, you know, whatever I might be pointing out in the video. So yeah, it's dog eat dog on YouTube, but for me there's a definite line, and I'm not going to start kind of lying to people to try to get them to watch my videos. So but that's, yeah, a totally different discussion. It's up to everyone how they want to be, you know, perceived on YouTube. And there are, you know, creators that have done really, really well, like Mr. Beast. I mean, he's probably maybe the biggest creator on YouTube. Now he's got his own series on Amazon Prime, and yeah, he's very much one of those people that, yeah, on the thumbnails, they definitely don't have anything to do with the video that he's in, because I saw one of them, it had a thumbnail saying lose, oh, what was it? Something like lose however many pounds in a year and win like $200,000. I don't know what it was. And it had Mr. Beast, who was overweight, and then it had him and he was like shredded, really muscular. So I thought, oh, hang on, what's going on here? So of course I clicked on it thinking that the thumbnail would be relevant, but it's not even Mr. Beast doing the challenge. It's a random person. So you think, well, what's all that about in the thumbnail about Mr. Beast being overweight and now he's shredded? It's nothing to do with him doing it, you know. So you should say at the beginning, by the way, if you have clicked on this video because of the thumbnail, I still look exactly as I always have looked. I haven't done any exercise. We're going to be talking about somebody else doing this. So yeah, there's yeah, but again, yeah, it's all about kind of chasing views and getting more subscribers and things. And I guess my videos are very much different to that kind of content. So anyway, right, now we are going to be jumping into tonight's cover video. Wow, take a look at this. Miles Away has 50% of the vote. Don't tell me this is going to be a 50-50. It's a literal 50-50. I mean, what are the odds? 212 votes across, what, 56 minutes of a live stream. What are the odds of getting 106 people to vote for one and 106 people to vote for the other one? So that is literally 50.0%, because it does go to a decimal place. It's just that we never get to see it. But in this case, it won't be a it won't be a decimal place. It's literally half and half. So it's going to be a flip of a coin. if I have a coin, and I do have a coin. Right, so let's say that miles away is heads, and what's the other one? Hero is going to be tails. So heads for miles away, hero, tails. Let's have a look. It is heads, which was miles away. Yeah, I mean, there we go. That's just fate, because we haven't heard hero in a very long time, but fate has decided for whatever reason that we're all going to listen to Miles Away tonight, and that is what we're going to be jumping into, my version of the Winger Classic. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and I will see you after. Hopefully we'll be a little bit closer to 345 likes. If you could hit the thumbs up, if you haven't already done that, that would be very much appreciated. We'll bust out the guitar, have a jam if we do get to that target. And what do we have? What, that's like 28, is it? 28 more people to go? I'm not sure, but yeah, if you get the thumbs up, that'd be great, and I'll see you guys after this. Rock! Okay, so quick introduction to this next video. This is more of a tribute video to Kip Winger, as I've been to see Kip in London and with his band Winger numerous times, and once I even went to France just to watch Winger. So this is my tribute, and it's me playing and singing Miles Away, and I hope you like it. See you later. Rock!
So this is love, also you tell me, as you're walking out the door. Months go by and I know for certain it's not the love I'm looking for. Sometimes, just for a moment, I reach out and hope you're still there. Miles away, no, you're never turning back. I just can't wait anymore. Miles away, nothing left but what we had. Just when I needed you most, you were miles away. It's hard to tell what you're going through. You kept your feelings locked inside of you. Open your heart and chances are what you're feeling, I'm feeling too. If only just for a moment, hold on to the dreams that we had. Miles away, no, you're never turning back. I just can't wait anymore. Miles away, nothing left but what we had.
And there we have it. That was my version of Miles Away, the Winger classic. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. And interesting, I saw a comment going through. It was Tat2D Moon said, why do you not a record deal? So maybe that's saying, why do I not have a record deal? Because a record deal is a loan. And that's all it is. So, yeah, it's not through... it's not through not having an opportunity to do it. Actually, something very recently, maybe 6 months ago, I was consulted. I say I was consulted. I was just asked to do something with Frontier Records, and you know, yeah, they're a great record label. A lot of the bands that I'm into are signed to, you know, Frontiers Records, and yeah, that's something that it doesn't really appeal to me, unfortunately, because I'm quite happy kind of doing what I'm doing. But yeah, that's the point, that if you are going to be doing anything, signing a contract, you're signing for a loan, and you have to pay that back. And yeah, I think I've mentioned on live streams before, like back in the day, about having contact with Dante Benuto at Spine Farm Records, and he's quite well known in the UK, and Spine Farm were a subsidiary of Universal back then. So yeah, I mean, that was again a potential to do that, but I'm quite happy that I know enough about it and have known other musicians who have signed record deals, and then out of 3 years they make about £20,000, which is almost like a minimum wage for 3 years work. And yeah, they're then in a lot of trouble when they come out of the contract. So I'm thankful that I know the business side of it. And yeah, back then, Dante was there's a band called Vega, who you'll be able to see them on YouTube, and yeah, they've been going a very long time. And as long as I was asked to be in that band, to kind of start that band, because it was actually Dante Benuto who had heard my songs and my would have been Wings of Pegasus stuff. So he heard that and then wanted me to move to being in Vega, which is, I'd say more of a kind of hard rock / metal kind of thing. But yeah, I don't know, it just doesn't appeal to me to start doing other kind of music, because it would have been a case of now, releasing songs kind of as a band and maybe writing songs with other band members. I thought, well, I quite like my Wings of Pegasus thing, so I'd rather just stick with it. And then, I mean, I didn't know back then how long it would take for things to, gather a little bit of momentum with Wings of Pegasus, because we're probably talking over 15 years ago now. But yeah, I'm quite happy where I am now. But yeah, the really important thing is, and yeah, I'm not a big fan really of saying, oh yeah, I could have done that, and I could have done this, and I could have been in this band, and I would have been in that band, but then I chose to do this and that. It's like, yeah, I'm not interested about saying what I could have done and who I knew, and I would have been in that, and had things worked out, I could have done. It's like, yeah, I just do what I do. And yeah, thankfully, I think just ending up where I am, it means that I own my music, I own my publishing, I do everything myself on YouTube. So yeah, I'm in control of everything that I put out there and the videos that I make. So yeah, I'm quite happy being where I am. And yeah, signing a record deal really doesn't appeal to me. It didn't back then, and even more so doesn't appeal to me now. I just rather have the freedom to do what I want. Because imagine if, say, for example, Taj Farrant, who I performed with, well, technically last month now, just being able to just do that, because Taj says, oh, do you want to meet up and we'll play together on stage on Sunday the 3rd of May, was it? And I can say, yes, I can do that. I don't have anyone saying, oh no, we can't do it then because we're doing a photo shoot where we need to get those pictures for that particular promo, or you're doing an interview and you can't actually do the thing that you want to do, which is play your guitar, perform live. So yeah, I'm quite happy that I can just do what I want to do. If something, if an opportunity comes up, then I can decide whether to take that opportunity or not. So yeah, but my top tip is just to remember that a record deal is a loan. People don't realize that when I just signed a £500,000 or $500,000 album deal with Universal, and they don't realize that means that you now owe you owe Universal $500,000. Imagine if nothing really sells, then you're gonna owe hundreds of thousands of dollars to a record label, which means for the rest of your life potentially you are going to be paying that off. If you then have a moderately successful career afterwards, after leaving the label, because people might know your name and you have to go out and gig, you might be gigging for 20 years just trying to pay off the hundreds of thousands of dollars that you still owe Universal. So yeah, it's exactly like getting a loan from a bank, because if you say to the bank, oh yeah, no, I'm not going to, oh no, I can't pay you back that, sorry, they're not going to accept that as an excuse, and neither do record labels. That's what a contract is. So anyway, let me just quickly jump into the super chat window. We'll get rid of the likeometer. And Maltese has donated $9.99, so thank you for that. And the message is, Phil, your hair is at its fluffy best these past few live streams. Bring back your signature fringe. Well, this actually was my signature fringe, but it's just grown a little bit longer. So when was that? 3 weeks ago or something, I had my fringe cut, and it was probably just above my eyes. But yeah, it's a little bit longer now. But my fringe before was down to here. So this, look at the amount that's been taken off. So it's like that amount of fringe got removed about 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago. So yeah, I think this is pretty much where I'm going to stay, maybe halfway between the two. I'm not a big fan of the fringe that is going really short up here. So yeah, I'd rather have something halfway between. But in terms of the fluffiness, I think that's a heat thing, because it's been getting so hot here over the last few weeks in the UK. Yeah, the volume increases with temperature. So this is why in some videos the hair gets really big if I am getting really hot. And yeah, generally those would have been inside the studio, recording either some of the covers or like the live stream gig that I did, which was just ridiculously hot in there. So but I have got the fan going in here, so it's warm, it's a little bit humid, but yeah, not kind of super hot. So things are staying under control hair-wise, hopefully. And another donation from Malteser as well, $9.99. Thank you for that. And the message is, don't do the face hair, though. You don't want to be mistaken for Sasquatch. Sasquatch? Is that like Bigfoot? Like the fancy name for Bigfoot? It might be. That's what I'm going to... well, even if I grew the best beard I could manage, it still wouldn't... I don't really get these side bits here. It's like they'll maybe happen in the next 30 years. But yeah, some people that have like a full beard when they're 16 or 17. But I guess my teenage years are still hanging on with my facial hair. So yeah, I can't grow that much of a beard. But I probably wouldn't grow one anyway. So yeah, when my facial hair gets long, it's just through being so busy that I haven't had time to shave. So, right. Let's get into... I've kind of lost track of time. Let's get into the likes. I don't know whether we're going to make it or not. And, take a look at this. As I get the likeometer up on screen, 345. That means we are going to jump into the Phil Jam. So thank you guys for hitting the thumbs up and ensuring that we are going to have a Phil Jam for tonight. We're going to have to rush through this, and it's 5 minutes and 21 seconds, so we'll just about be able to make this right. Get that. Turn that. Do this. Okay, red dude. Right. Oh, what's going on there? Hey, that sounds a bit better. So, I don't know what tone we're about to start with there. Right, let's get on this. Get that there. Right, this is dramatic, cinematic. Dramatic, cinematic. Guitar backing track in B minor from Jam In. Backing tracks, and that's Jam apostrophe IN. Backing tracks on YouTube. So we'll jump into this. Mic is on. As for levels, I'm gonna have to. I can't really change them once we start, but hopefully you can hear everything. Oh, this is actually the backing track. Very movie-esque. Hear this? So I thought that was going to kind of end. It was really kind of winding up to something, or winding down to something. So there we have it. That was Dramatic Cinematic Guitar Backing Track in B minor from Jam in Backing Tracks. So yeah, thank you, Joe, for sending that to me, and for us having something to jam along to tonight. And thank you guys for hitting the thumbs up. See if we get some fireworks going to ensure that we did have a fill jam for tonight. So, right, I'm just going to check that we are up to date with everything, which I think we are. Let me just have a quick check over here. Yes, we are up to date with everything. So, thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to be here with another video tomorrow night, so look out for that one. And we're going to be live streaming on Saturday night again. So, if you could join me then, would be much appreciated, because we'll be looking at that likeometer to hopefully have another fill jam. So all that's left for me to say is try to stay as safe and as sane as possible in this crazy world in which we live. Have a fantastic rest of your week, and I'll catch you guys at the next one. Rock!